Okay, so this is going to be my first post in frisbee golf. I have some instructional videos on some other sports like fly fishing and stuff like that. And I've been waiting to do my first kind of instructional video on frisbee golf because I frankly didn't think that I had anything new to contribute with compared to what else is already out there. But today I'm going to share you one of the kind of technical revelations that has made the biggest difference for my own technique. Just a little bit of background: I've been training for about 1.5 years, trying to figure out this technique. I did play for a long time ago as well, and I got some really bad habits, and it's taking a long time to understand what I'm actually supposed to be doing and what I'm actually supposed to be focusing on. I will be showing this with just a lid that basically has no weight, just so that you can watch the angle when you're filming. I also have to say that the reason I'm filming this inside now is because I'm in Finland and there's a snowstorm. So winter in Finland is a good time to focus on your technique and field work and kind of practicing stuff indoors rather than going outdoors. Training with a lid like this gives you a lot of repetition on your technique, and it's not going to strain your body compared to when you're out there trying to rip those drivers as far as you can all the time. And lid is obviously good because you can do the motion in full speed without being afraid of destroying your apartment. But it's also dangerous only to train with something that has no weight, because obviously it's going to feel completely different when you have a disc, because obviously most of the weight is around the rim, and it takes a lot more power to cut rotation. It feels completely different than doing with this one. But if you can't do the movement correctly with something like a lid with no weight like this, you're not going to be able to do it right without a disc either. Okay, so the main thing I want to drive home today is the fact that the disc needs to be moving across your chest at all times. And you can very easily see in a drive, if at some point your disc doesn't move, is in front of your desk, in front of your chest like this, you can see that when I do this movement, this disc doesn't move in relation to my upper body. So it's really important that basically what you want to do is that you want to pull the disc and forget across your body and forget everything else. So it looks something like that. And that is a much more correct, efficient way of throwing compared to if you, at some point, you can see here rotating. So rather than going like this, you just move. Disc moves in relation to your upper body at all times. And that's why I don't like the beater drill, because you're keeping your disc like this and then you're trying to spin it out. But that teaches you the wrong idea, that the disc is in front of your chest and all the power just comes from there, when actually it comes from the fact that you're pulling the disc in front of your chest like that. Now, once you have done that, and just doing like that actually allows the rest of your body to fall into the natural way of throwing the disc, when you're just focusing on pulling the disc across your chest. And only after that can you start thinking about what you're doing with the rest of your body. For instance, if you watch most of the best players like Paul McBeth and so forth, first you see after the reach back is that the disc starts moving forward, the elbow starts bending, but also the knee starts dropping down and the hand starts going down. And basically you're still doing the same thing, but you're the rest of the body is just kind of falling into place after that, and then you can what's going to happen when you're pulling your disc across the chest, you're driving at the same time driving your knee down and you're pushing your hand down like this. What's going to happen basically is that the front knee is not going to move. It's just continue going to pointing in this case towards the camera, whereas this knee rotates, and only after you come this will the foot rotate. You don't have to think about that really at all. It comes automatically when you do the motion. That's nothing you really need to focus on. What's going to happen when you do this is that your left knee is going to basically go behind the other knee and lock your body motion, and then allow all the weight shift and motion from your body to be translated into the disc. And what you often see people who are not at the top level is that they kind of lose their balance. They're trying to rotate the body with the disc like that, and they get a lot of forward momentum after the brace. But if you look at Kevin Jones, for instance, after he drives, he actually stops there. He keeps his balance basically on his one leg. You don't have to do that. And then once you've done the motion, you can just step forward. So what I try to think about is that while I'm pulling this disc across my chest, getting it to the power bucket, at the same time this knee is also going behind the other knee. So it looks something like that, and that's a very natural motion. And the difference is extremely subtle from when the disc at some point during the throw doesn't move in relation to your chest, rather than when it does it at all times. And that small subtle difference made all the difference for me to realize how you actually throw. And now hopefully what you can see is that the disc is level at all times during the throw. What's going to happen if it stops there at some point is that you're most likely going to grip lock the disc, and to compensate for that, a lot of people they start throwing with their shoulders and the arms, and then they afterwards try to throw with the involved arm, and that obviously destroys the timing quite a bit. And what's going to happen is that the disc ends up behind your shoulder, and then you don't get it like this, or if you do, it's going to go over there, rather than if you make sure that you just try to move the disc across your body, then it's going to end up there in a power bucket, and you're going to get your knee motion correct as well. And after that, of course, you have the brace and weight shift and all that, but all that comes much more naturally. For me, as soon as I started thinking about pulling across my chest, I didn't have a problem with the back timing anymore, because it's just so much more natural than when you're trying to like throw with your shoulders and your body rather than just having the disc move across your body. I can't stress enough how important that was for my own technique, at least. Okay, so just as the last thing I want to show you here is one of the first time I actually, more or less by accident, did the correct technique together. And when I go back to this one, I can see that that's what is happening here is that I'm actually the disc is moving across the body at all times. And here you can very clearly see how the back knee starts rotating downwards, and I end up in this scissor legs position, and I really get all the power out into the throw. And this is, I'm not really even trying to throw any hard here, so I just wanted to show you that what it looks like with an actual disc as well. I'm doing lots of other things wrong in this throw, but that's not the point of this video. For instance, I'm a little bit too early with the brace, but in this case it doesn't actually matter that much because the upper body timing and rest falls into place quite nicely anyway, so it's not too bad. But that's all I had to say. So thanks for watching.